everyone, how you guys doing? So I started putting some of these surface rocks. It's very hard to see because it's white plaster rock on white plaster. I put one here, I put one here, and I put one here so far. I have several, well I have more than several, I have a lot of them. So, as you can see, it's pretty large, even for the scale. So I'm only going to put in a few of them. I'm not sure if I'm going to put one in the cove or not, because I'm going to have bolts in there. I just want it so every once in a while when I put the water stuff in, that the rock looks like it's just popping out of the water. I'm not going to be pouring very deep. I'm probably only going to be pouring up to 1/4 of an inch total. So most of this will be covered up, most of these rocks. So the water stuff I have is from Woodland Scenic. I've already bought it, and I'm going to use it. It's going to be fine. They have come out with some new water products. They come out with a two-pore resin. There's so many manufacturers that make a resin based, including Magic Water. If I really wanted a resin base, I would have went with Magic Water. But they do have tints. And the water tints do work with the realistic water and their new deep pour water. I'm not interested in the deep pour water at all for what I'm doing. I'm just going to use the realistic water. But you can now mix those tints into the realistic water. I talked to somebody from Woodland Scenic, and sure enough, the tints that they have now, part of their new water system, will work with the realistic water. And so I'm thinking of adding a tint to the water. Thinking of using what they have is called Murky. The tints are pretty reasonably priced. I looked at the suggested retail price, which I never actually pay. I pay always less than the suggested retail price through all the hobby shops I go through. I'm going to be painting the bottom of this riverbed, probably a brownish color of some sort. The way water is around where I'm modeling after, it's not necessarily clear, and that's why I think the murky stuff would make it look a lot better. But that's a long ways off. That's why I'm putting these rocks in now. I want to make sure that I put this stuff in now, so it gives time to dry. I'm going to be putting other stuff in the riverbed. This is a long ways off, this entire area. I mean, even though I put scenery along here and I put this gravel in here, it is not done. There is a lot more work to be done. I am going to continue this up, and I am going to paint this, but there needs to be a lot more scenery stuff. You still can see the seams up in here, so there's a lot more work to be done in here. It's just, and as you can see, you see this brown paint. The whole idea of painting this brown base is so you don't see white coming through in case like something chips off, but anything that's painted brown is going to be covered up with scenery. And I know there's some questions about that don't look realistic. Well, I'm not really done with it. I do see putting dirt and other stuff on top of the gravel. But I don't want to do that right now until I have the rest of this area prepped for the water stuff, because there's going to be more paint and other layers of stuff on here. That's why there's like a little ridge here. Hey everyone, so I'm ready to start taping up the rest of the stuff to pave. So I'm going to start laying out the tape and covering up anything that it needs to cover up so it doesn't make a mess like this balanced area. Hey everyone, so my battery in my camera was, ran out of juice, like usual. So I did the rest of the paving of the tape for this section and this section. So this section here's a double height, and this is a single height, because this is going to be where the gas station and the ice cream stand are. So it's going to have access to cars, where this is just going to be a curb right there. And then I taped it all off and used my painter's tape, and it's a little stick, and then I had some of this masking paper, which is also meant for painting. and taped off the second. Okay everyone, this is 3/4 of a batch to smooth it. I normally do a half a batch, so I calculated, because this is double height, that it was bigger than this section I originally did. Plus we got this, and I'm going to do that little section there. I mixed it up pretty good. I had a little extra to make it a little thicker. And I've been mixing it for a little bit more than what I'm supposed to, but I just want to make sure that it's all clumpy stuff is out of there. Here. So definitely a little sanding to go, but yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Hey everyone, so the paint is dry, and I put out the gas station and the custard stand over here, and it looks pretty good. Yeah, I like it. It needs a little weathering on here. Obviously it's a little black, so I think for the gas station I'm gonna weather this up some by sanding this with a very fine grit sandpaper, and then go back over with like kind of some washes to kind of make it look a little more aged. But yeah, it turned out pretty well. And there is going to be like a little road over here, an entrance and an exit, and I plan on putting that in at the same time I put in the crossing road over here, because it's going to be in the same area. And then there will be some green stuff, whatnot, around here. And I plan to have, like, part of this little section here have some trees that'll kind of block it off a little bit, so it doesn't look so, like, boom, there's the drive-in theater. It's going to be kind of hidden a little bit. But, yeah, that's there. And good morning, everyone. So I picked up a new kit. It's called Faller and they're houses with garages. It's in a pretty nice little box, gotta say. Okay, looks like we get a piece of window film. Hopefully you guys can see it there. It's hard for me to see the camera. We get a booklet, and it kind of shows us what they look like. It looks like actually there's a base for the garages. I didn't really notice that when I was looking at it here, because there's a lot of grass and stuff. Pictures here. But yeah, it does look like it comes with a base. And like I said, there's a window film already. Looks like, looks like we get some sort of cardboard things to put over the windows, like window shades and stuff. I'm probably not going to use these, because I do plan to light up all my buildings. And then let's see what's underneath. Okay. Oh, what's this? So it looks like we get some kind of like little ground foam type stuff. Looks actually pretty nice. It looks like it's got like a like a fall leaf color. Didn't know that was coming with it. Okay. And we have a bag of parts, and then we have some parts not in a bag. So it does have a foundation piece, which I'm not exactly 100% like I want to use the foundation piece. I didn't know it came with a foundation. So that was sort of something I didn't really want. I wanted to just put the buildings together and put them in my own space. Here are the roof material for, I think, the house. So we got some roof materials here. And then we have some windows, some doors, and a number of other things on this spur. Looks very interesting. Yeah, I don't know what this is for. Not exactly sure what this is. Have to read the instructions. And then we have what look like the house and the garage pieces. And they are stucco. They do have a stucco feel to them. Pretty interesting. And then, like I said, we have some in a bag. So what I'm thinking is the ones in the bag are the exact same things that weren't in the bag, because we get 2-hole kits. So yeah, it's really just the same stuff. We get 2-hole houses, 2-hole garages. Like I said, the picture when I looked at it doesn't show the bases in the picture at all. So I was thinking you wouldn't need a base. So it's I'm seeing what they're probably doing here is this material is covering up the houses. So it's covering up the base material. What you're going to do is not use the base and try to put it together without the base. But yeah, these are 2 little houses I want to add to my area. And I think they're going to be pretty cool. And like I said, they come with garages, and that's sort of what you get inside. They do have English in here. So if you were going to use the window material, it would just slide right in. I'm not going to use that because I do want to light up the buildings. So I'm not going to really worry about that.